Chosen one, stop for a moment. Don't scroll past this. If these words found you right now, in this exact second, it is not random. In a world that moves fast and forgets people like you, God slowed this moment down just enough for your heart to hear him. You have been feeling something you cannot explain. A quiet pull, a restlessness in your chest, a sense that you were meant for more than survival, more than routine, more than being overlooked. While others chase attention, God has been shaping your intention. While others build noise, God has been building depth inside you. They mistook your silence for weakness, but God was writing strength into your bones. They thought your waiting meant you were losing, but God was protecting you from victories that would have broken you too early. Every time you felt ignored, every time you cried where no one could see, every time you chose what was right even when it cost you, God was there, closer than your own breath. You are not here by accident. You are not watching this by chance. This is a call to your heart. Not a loud call that frightens you, but a gentle one that says, stay, listen, don't leave yet. Because what you are about to understand will change the way you see your pain, your delay, your entire story. You are different and you always felt it. Not better than others, but set apart for something they cannot measure. Your fear did not disqualify you. Your doubts did not push you away. In fact, every time you returned to God after almost giving up, you stepped deeper into the life that was written just for you. Right now, unseen doors are being unlocked. Right now, answers are moving toward you through paths you cannot trace. Right now, the silence you thought meant absence is actually full of divine work in your favor. If you leave too soon, you will miss the moment where the fog begins to lift. You will miss the meaning hidden inside your hardest days. You will miss the truth that your waiting was never punishment, it was preparation. God is not asking you to be perfect. He is asking you to stay, to listen, to let your guarded heart soften for a few more moments. Because before this message ends, you will recognize something deep inside you, a memory of who you were meant to be, a certainty that your tears were seen, a quiet knowing that your life is not drifting, it is being guided. So breathe, stay, and listen closely. This is not just a video. For you right now, this is a personal call from God to keep watching, to keep believing, and to finally understand what He has been doing inside you all along. You have been carrying a question in your chest that you never fully said out loud. Why is it so quiet around you when you have tried so hard? Why do your efforts feel hidden, your tears unseen, your prayers unanswered? And yet, something deep inside you refuses to give up. If this moment found you, if these words reached you without you searching for them, then listen closely. This silence around you is not emptiness, it is preparation. There were nights when you stared at the ceiling, replaying every mistake, every delay, every door that closed. You wondered if you were forgotten. You kept going while feeling invisible. You stayed patient while others rushed ahead. You chose honesty when shortcuts were easier. You held your tongue when anger burned inside. You walked away from what was tempting but wrong. No one applauded you for that. No one even noticed. But Allah noticed every single time. Before we go any further, if your heart feels even slightly understood right now, gently like this video and consider subscribing to Deen and Discipline. Not because of numbers, but because this space is for souls like yours, people walking quietly but carrying oceans inside them. You were never behind, you were being shaped. What feels like delay is actually careful design. Think about the moments you thought would break you, the rejection that felt final, the waiting that felt endless. At the time it looked like loss, but look closer. Each of those moments carved space inside you, space for wisdom, space for humility, space for a deeper kind of strength that loud success can never give. Allah chooses in silence. Not with fireworks, not with public announcements, but in the unseen parts of your life where your real character is built. When you forgave someone who never said sorry, when you gave while having little, when you stayed loyal to truth while standing alone. These were not small acts. These were quiet declarations of who you truly are. You may have asked, if I am chosen, why does it hurt this much? Because chosen souls are not spoiled, they are refined. Gold is not polished by comfort, it is purified by fire. And the fire you feel is not punishment, it is transformation. There is something being prepared for you that your current version could not safely hold. If it came earlier, it might have filled you with pride instead of gratitude. It might have distracted you instead of grounding you. So mercy delayed it until your heart was wide enough, soft enough, and steady enough to receive it without losing yourself. Right now you see fragments, scattered pieces that don't seem to fit, a closed door here, a broken plan there, a season of loneliness that stretches longer than expected. But Allah sees the full picture. The threads are being woven together in ways your eyes cannot yet trace. You are not abandoned in this waiting. You are being accompanied through it. Remember that night you almost gave up but didn't. That quiet breath you took before saying, "Oh Allah, I trust you." That moment was recorded, not as weakness but as loyalty, not as despair but as devotion. Your patience is not passive, it is powerful. Many people run when the path becomes unclear. You stayed. Many people trade their values for quick relief. You resisted. Many people stop praying when answers are delayed. You kept whispering even when your voice trembled. This is what being chosen looks like before the reward appears. You are being trained to carry something meaningful, not just success but responsibility, not just relief but purpose. And purpose is heavy. It needs a back strengthened by trials and a heart softened by surrender. If Allah removed every hardship too early, you would never discover the depth hidden inside you. You would never know how much you can endure with grace. You would never feel the sweetness of reliance that only grows in darkness. Your story is not paused, it is unfolding quietly. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. From above, nothing seems to be happening, but beneath the surface, life is pushing, roots are spreading, strength is forming. Silence above does not mean stillness below. The unseen work is often the most important work. Right now, beneath the surface of your life, roots are growing. You are becoming someone who can stand steady when blessings arrive. Someone who will not forget the nights of prayer when the days of ease come. Someone who will recognize that every gift is from Allah, not from your own cleverness. There is a reason your heart aches for something greater. That ache is not cruelty, it is invitation. You are being called upward, inward, closer. Do not measure your worth by how quickly things change. Measure it by how deeply you trust while they don't. You might feel alone, but you are being accompanied by a wisdom that never sleeps. You might feel unheard, but every whisper has reached the one who hears what is never spoken. You might feel unseen, but your smallest act of sincerity shines brighter than public praise. Stay with this moment. Don't rush away from this feeling, because here in this stillness, something sacred is happening. Your heart is being aligned. One day you will look back at this season and realize it was not empty. It was sacred. It was the chapter where your foundations were poured so deeply that nothing later could shake you. You are not late. You are being carefully timed. And when the doors open, they will open in a way that makes sense of every closed one before them. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you finally became ready. If your eyes are wet right now, let them be. Tears are not proof of weakness. They are proof that your heart is alive. And a living heart is exactly what Allah entrusts with real blessings. Hold on to your quiet efforts. They are not wasted. Hold on to your unseen prayers. They are not ignored. Hold on to your steady patience. It is not pointless. You are being prepared for a life where your past pain becomes someone else's guidance, where your scars become signs of mercy, where your waiting becomes wisdom. You will one day share with someone standing exactly where you once stood. When that day comes, you will understand why the journey had to be slow. You will see that the silence was not absence. It was attention. Careful, precise, loving attention from the one who never overlooks a sincere heart. So breathe gently, deeply. You are not stuck, you are being shaped. If this message settled something inside you, write in the comments what your heart has been waiting for. Not as a demand, but as a prayer. Someone reading your words might find hope through them. And if you know someone walking through quiet pain, share this with them. You might be the answer to a prayer they never said out loud. Stay close to this feeling, because in our next reflection we will explore how hidden struggles become hidden strengths, and how the very thing that hurt you may be the doorway to the life you were always meant to live. Until then, walk gently, trust deeply, and remember that being chosen does not always sound loud. Sometimes it sounds like silence, and sometimes silence is the most loving answer of all. Sometimes you think you need a sign so clear that it shakes your world. A sudden change, a dramatic rescue, a voice that removes every doubt. But what if the sign you were waiting for has been happening slowly inside you all along? Look at the way you handle pain now compared to before. There was a time when one disappointment could steal your entire peace. Now you still feel the ache, but you do not collapse under it. You bend, but you do not break. That quiet strength did not appear by accident. It was planted through every trial you thought was only taking from you. Allah does not only change your circumstances, He changes you within your circumstances. There is a hidden mercy in being overlooked by people. It protects your intention from being poisoned by applause. It keeps your heart tied to heaven instead of to human approval. When no one praises you but you continue doing good, that is purity. And purity attracts a kind of divine nearness that public recognition never can. You may have begged for immediate relief, but what you received was deeper resilience. You may have asked for doors to open, but what you were given was the wisdom to know which doors should stay closed. At the time, that felt like denial. Later, you will call it protection. Think about the relationships that left, the plans that collapsed, the opportunities that slipped away just when you were sure they were meant for you. Each loss carved a space that something more fitting will one day fill. Nothing truly meant for you can miss you, and nothing that misses you was truly meant to stay. Right now, you are in the middle of a sentence, not at the end of the story. The pause you feel is not abandonment, it is breath. Even the most beautiful recitation needs moments of stillness between words. Without the pause, the meaning would be lost. Your life is being spoken with the same care. There are lessons being written into your bones, patience that no lecture could teach, humility that no success could force, compassion that only personal pain can awaken. These are not delays in your journey. They are the journey. You keep asking when the reward will come, but a quieter question is being answered first. Who are you becoming while you wait? Because the gift you are moving toward is not only something you will receive, it is someone you must be. When you stand one day in the ease you are longing for, you will notice something unexpected. The peace will feel familiar, not because you had it before, but because you practiced it in hardship. You learn to breathe through storms, so gentle winds will not distract you. You learn to whisper prayers in darkness, so light will not make you forget their taste. This is why the silence had to stay long enough to change you. You are not being punished for past mistakes. You are being polished for future responsibilities. Every time you chose integrity over convenience, your hands became safer to hold blessing. Every time you restrained your ego, your heart became wider for mercy. Every time you forgave, even quietly, your soul became lighter. These transformations are invisible, but they are real, more real than anything that could be handed to you overnight. There is a tenderness in the way Allah works with you. He does not rush your healing. He does not force your growth. He invites, waits, guides, and stays. Even when you feel distant, you are being carried closer. You might think your small acts mean nothing. A short prayer before sleep, a soft apology, a hidden charity, a moment of resisting temptation when no one would have known. But these are the threads of a garment being woven for you. One day you will wear a dignity that fits perfectly because it was stitched from thousands of unseen choices. Nothing about your effort is wasted. The world measures value by noise and speed. Allah measures by sincerity and steadiness. While others chase quick victories, you are being taught lasting victory. While others build tall towers on shallow ground, your foundation is being laid deep where storms cannot reach. This is why your progress feels slow. Depth always takes longer than height. Stay with this path. Even when you cannot see the horizon, trust the one who sees beyond it. Even when your hands feel empty, know they are being trained to hold something sacred. Even when your voice trembles in prayer, remember that trembling is itself a form of closeness. You are not forgotten between your requests and their answers. You are being prepared between them. One day the silence will break, not with chaos but with clarity. And when it does, you will not be shocked. You will be ready. Ready because every quiet night, every patient morning, every honest struggle built a version of you capable of receiving without fear. Until that day arrives, keep walking gently. Keep choosing what is right even when it costs you. Keep whispering your hopes even when your throat feels tight. Your journey is not late, it is precise. And if your heart needed to hear this again, write in the comments what you are learning about yourself in this waiting. Your words may become light for someone else still sitting in the dark. Share this message with a friend who feels unseen. You might be the reminder that lifts their shoulders tonight. Stay close. There is more unfolding within you than you can currently understand. And in the next reflection, we will step deeper into how hidden wounds quietly become sources of guidance for others, turning your private pain into a mercy that travels far beyond you. There is a part of you that is tired of being strong. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind that sits behind your eyes and makes you wonder how long this road really is. You smile for people, you show up, you keep your word, but inside you sometimes whisper, "Oh Allah, I'm exhausted." And the beautiful truth is that He hears that whisper more clearly than the loudest prayer. You were never asked to be unbreakable. You were only asked to keep turning back, to keep returning with your weakness, not hiding it. The moments you felt most fragile were not moments of failure. They were moments of honesty, and honesty with Allah is a door that never closes. You think your faith is small because you still feel fear, but real faith is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to trust while fear is still sitting beside you. Look at how many times you stood up after wanting to stay down. How many times you spoke gently when harsh words were ready on your tongue. How many times you gave another chance when your heart said walk away. That is not weakness. That is a quiet bravery that heaven records with love. You are learning a rare strength. The strength to be soft without being shattered. The strength to care without losing yourself. The strength to hope without demanding control. These strengths only grow in hidden places. That is why this season feels private. It is a workshop for your soul. The doors are closed not to trap you, but to protect the delicate work happening inside. Just like a seed must stay buried to grow roots, your spirit has been placed in stillness to grow depth. You keep looking for outward signs, but the clearest sign is the person you are slowly becoming. Notice how you pause before reacting now. Notice how you question your anger before expressing it. Notice how you forgive faster than before. These are miracles too, quiet miracles that reshape your destiny from the inside out. Sometimes Allah delays what you want because He is giving you what you need first. If your desires were fulfilled before your character was ready, the gift might have become a burden. So your heart is being expanded before your hands are filled. Your vision is being cleared before your path is opened. There is mercy in this order. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are learning how to carry being chosen. Think of the people who hurt you, the misunderstandings that bruised your trust, the loneliness that made you feel replaceable. Each of these pains was also a teacher. They taught you what kindness really means. They showed you how deeply you can feel. They uncovered a compassion inside you that comfort never could. Your wounds are not stains. They are openings where light will one day pass through. And when you help someone else breathe through their darkness, you will recognize the familiar shape of your own past struggle. You will understand that nothing you endured was random. It was preparation to become refuge for another heart. Right now, you are learning to sit with unanswered questions without collapsing. That skill alone will save you in days to come, because life will not always explain itself quickly. But you are becoming someone who can remain steady while meaning slowly reveals itself. This is why your journey cannot be rushed. The version of you that will receive what is written for you must be gentle, grounded, and grateful. Not hurried, not hollow, not hungry for praise. So the delay is not distance from your blessing. It is the path toward it. When the right moment arrives, it will not feel sudden. It will feel earned, softened by patience, sweetened by surrender. You will step into it with calm instead of shock, with humility instead of pride. And you will remember these quiet days not with bitterness, but with awe. Because here in the silence you once feared, Allah was writing your most beautiful chapters, not with loud ink, but with steady, loving strokes. Line by line, breath by breath, tear by tear. You are not lost in this pause. You are being written into something meaningful. So if tonight you feel small, know that seeds are small too. If tonight you feel buried, remember that roots only grow underground. If tonight you feel unseen, trust that the one who matters most has never looked away. Stay, breathe, return again and again. And when this reflection settles in your chest, share in the comments one word that describes what your heart needs most right now. Peace, strength, clarity, mercy. Let your word be a quiet prayer. Send this message to someone who is silently carrying more than they show. Your share could be the gentle hand that reminds them they are not alone. Keep walking with us on Deen and Discipline. In the next journey together, we will uncover how the moments you thought broke you are actually the moments that built your unshakable center, turning your hidden pain into a light that guides both you and others forward. There will come a day when you wake up and something feels different, even if nothing around you has changed yet. The same room, the same responsibilities, the same unanswered questions, but inside your chest there is a quiet steadiness that was not there before. That is how renewal begins. Not as noise, not as sudden escape, but as calm. And that calm is a gift that only silence can deliver. You are being taught to find safety in Allah before finding solutions in the world, because solutions can come and go, but safety in Him stays. When your heart learns to rest there, circumstances lose their power to control you. You still feel pain, but it no longer defines you. You still face uncertainty, but it no longer terrifies you. This is not the removal of struggle. This is the strengthening of the one who walks through it. Think about how often you tried to change everything around you, only to be gently guided back to yourself, back to your intentions, back to your prayers, back to that private conversation between you and your Creator where no performance is needed. In those moments, something sacred happens. You stop trying to impress the world and start trying to please the one who made it. And when that shift happens, even slowly, your life begins to feel lighter, even before it becomes easier. Because meaning has entered your pain. You are discovering that your worth was never tied to speed, status, or applause. Your worth is in your sincerity, in the way you keep returning after every fall, in the way you still soften your heart after it has been hurt, in the way you keep making room for hope, even when disappointment knocks again. That is what it means to be renewed. Not becoming a different person, but becoming more truly yourself. The self that was always meant to exist beneath fear, beneath comparison, beneath the noise of expectations. And this true self does not need to rush. It walks with trust. There are moments ahead where doors will open in ways you could never force. Conversations will happen at the exact time your heart is ready to hear them. Opportunities will arrive that match the strength you quietly built in these hidden days. When they come, you will recognize them, not because they are loud, but because they feel peaceful. That peace will be your sign. Until then, your task is gentle but powerful. Stay sincere, stay patient, stay close. Every time you choose honesty over ease, you move closer. Every time you forgive instead of hardening, you move closer. Every time you pray instead of pretending you don't need help, you move closer. You are walking toward a version of life where your inner world is no longer at war with your outer one. Imagine what it will feel like to breathe without that tightness in your chest, to wake without that quiet dread, to smile without forcing it. That future is not far from you. It is being built inside you. Right now. This is why your struggles could not be wasted. They were shaping the vessel that will carry your joy. A shallow heart could not hold deep peace, so your heart was deepened through waiting, through longing, through nights that stretched longer than you thought you could bear. And yet you bore them. You did not disappear. You did not surrender your goodness. You did not trade your values for relief. You stayed. You whispered prayers. You asked for strength instead of escape. That choice, repeated again and again, is what opened the path beneath your feet. You are not walking alone on that path. Mercy walks with you. Guidance walks with you. A love beyond human measure walks with you, even when your eyes see only empty road ahead. One day you will say, I understand now. Not because every question was answered, but because your heart became wide enough to live peacefully beside mystery. And that peace will be more valuable than the answers you once demanded. So if tonight you feel the weight again, do not fight the feeling. Let it soften you instead of hardening you. Let it turn you back toward prayer instead of away from it. Let it remind you that your story is still being written by hands that never make mistakes. Write in the comments what you are ready to release from your heart tonight. A fear, a regret, a burden you carried too long. Let your words be a small act of letting go. And share this message with someone who is quietly waiting for their own renewal. You might be the gentle sign they asked for in a moment of weakness. Stay with this journey. There is one more step ahead, where we will speak about how your healing becomes guidance, how your survival becomes service, and how the peace you are learning to hold will one day become shelter for many other hearts. There is a reason your heart did not close after everything it went through. It could have. No one would have blamed you if you became cold, distant, unreachable. After the disappointments, after the betrayals, after the long seasons of being misunderstood, it would have been easy to protect yourself by feeling less. But you didn't. You still feel deeply. You still care. You still hope. And that is not a weakness you failed to get rid of. It is a mercy Allah refused to take away from you. Because one day, that soft heart will be someone else's rescue. The pain you survived is quietly teaching you how to recognize pain in others. The loneliness you endured is carving inside you a safe place where other lonely souls will one day rest. You are being shaped into a refuge, not just for yourself, but for hearts that have not yet found their way. Right now it feels like you are only trying to survive, but in truth, you are being prepared to give life. This is why your healing is taking its time, not because you are forgotten, but because what you are becoming must be gentle enough to hold others without breaking, strong enough to stand beside them without falling. Think of every tear you cried alone, every silent prayer you whispered into the dark, every moment you almost gave up but somehow stayed. None of that was wasted motion. It was training your soul in a language that only the wounded can speak fluently. The language of compassion. One day someone will sit across from you, carrying a pain they cannot explain. And without effort, without pretending, you will understand. Not because you read about suffering, but because you walked through it and kept your heart alive. That understanding will be your gift to them. Allah sometimes heals you in private so you can become healing in public. He lets you taste confusion so you can offer clarity. He lets you sit in unanswered questions so you can be patient with someone else's doubts. Your struggle is turning into guidance. Not loud guidance that demands attention, but quiet guidance that feels safe. The kind of presence that says, you can breathe here. The kind of words that say, you are not alone even if no one else stayed. And the most beautiful part is that this future version of you is already forming. Every time you choose kindness while hurting, every time you listen instead of judging, every time you pray for others while still waiting for your own relief. These moments are shaping the hands that will lift others. You once thought your goal was simply to escape pain, but your deeper purpose is to transform it. To take what once crushed you and turn it into something that shelters others. That is why your heart had to stay soft. Because hard hearts cannot guide, closed hearts cannot comfort. Only hearts that broke and healed can truly hold another soul without fear. You are not being prepared for a stage. You are being prepared for sincerity, not for applause but for impact, not for fame but for meaning. There will be people you never expected to reach who will one day find strength through your story, not because your life was perfect, but because it was honest, because you stayed faithful when things were unclear, because you kept returning to Allah when nothing else made sense. Your quiet loyalty is becoming light. And that light will travel further than you imagine, into conversations you haven't had yet, into rooms you haven't entered yet, into hearts you haven't met yet. Right now, all you are asked to do is continue healing, continue trusting, continue choosing softness over bitterness, even when bitterness feels safer. You are closer than you think to the moment when your pain stops being only yours, when it becomes a bridge instead of a burden. If your heart feels this truth, write in the comments one lesson your hardest days have taught you. Your words might become the mirror someone else needs to see their own strength. And share this message with someone who is quietly turning their wounds into wisdom. Let them know their softness is not a flaw. It is their future gift. Stay with this path. The peace you are learning to carry will not stay contained inside you. It will spill into the lives of others, gently, steadily, turning your survival into service and your healing into hope for many more hearts.